Okay, Alyssa and Anita, just two questions. First is, Success Club is a little bit, and recruiting is a bit of a numbers game. You have to invite so many people in order to have actually customers sign up, new coaches sign up. In your businesses, have you kind of figured out what that formula kind of looks like to say, I need to invite so many in order to get this many into my business? And then the second question after that is consistency. Lots of times we talk about consistency, but what does consistency really look like on a daily basis in your business? So maybe the first one, if you've got a formula for that, and then the second, consistency.
Okay, so I really don't have a formula for that. I'm not a huge recruiter. So being a top 10 coach, I know a lot of times you look and you think we have to recruit a ton of people. I'm not a huge recruiter. I probably recruit about 15 coaches every month. If I could figure out how to do 40 plus, I would.
Only 15? My goodness, what are you doing? 15's a lot.
Okay, well, compared to like other numbers, I really don't recruit that many. So
everyone in the room started sweating when she said 15.
Okay, but
Okay, consistency.
Consistency. Okay, so what does your day look like on a daily basis? For me, it's getting up, I do my devotional every morning, and then I listen to personal development, and then I read personal development as well. Personal development is what has changed my entire life. So that's really how I start my day, and then after that I go to my emails and my messages, and then I start forming relationships with people. On social media, just as Lindsay had said, going into those groups, I go onto different like pages, nothing having to do with fitness, and I build relationships with people there. I try to do at least 10 just forming of new people every single day. And then I go into my invites, so as you're forming people every day, you're gonna have more people that you can invite. So you kind of have this system, right, this funnel, and then I start to invite every day. And I probably invite like 10 people, sometimes 15 people a day, and then my emails, my messages. And I just think the biggest part of all of this is like my business is still 80% of what I do is still my business. I have a pretty big team, but the 20% is then working with my team. And I think that's one thing that I just want to make really clear is that no matter where you're at, nobody is going to build your business for you. It's just still like, you put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you put it on your children. It's the same thing having to do with your business. So just kind of like my little takeaway there. I think sometimes people go to Diamond or maybe start Diamond and then you fall back because of the fact that you go into this management mode and you don't continue to build your business in the background.
Okay, so you asked how many people you typically invite. What would be a good number? And I've always told my team 1 in 30 are going to probably say yes, maybe. So think about that number. So if you want to recruit higher numbers and you want to see higher Success Club numbers, who here wants higher Success Club numbers? Okay, well then 1 in 30, if you're inviting 2 a day, is that enough? No. So you need to think about, okay, I'm gonna be honest, you don't need to do this, but in my second year I invited 30 a day. And that's a lot, but I wanted higher Success Club numbers. So I mean, that's just putting it out there. As far as inviting and how I do it now, I don't necessarily private message invite anymore. I follow a system and I have a video on YouTube, and I strategically plan my month every single month the same way, and I've done it the same way for 3.5 years. And I promote certain things every single time, same time every month, to kind of cast a net and get people interested so I can get quality conversations going, so I'm not just poking in the dark, inviting people. And sometimes, you guys, you have to understand, when you are doing this in the beginning as a new coach, it may not work the first 6 months. And it didn't work for me the first 6 months. But after month 7 of the same people, and then I'm actually, adding to my network, they're seeing this over and over again. Oh, this new coach sneak peek. Oh, this challenge group. Oh, this free clean eating group. She's doing it every single month without fail. I'm gonna finally say yes, and I'm gonna go hop in there. And then from that's where I get these really quality conversations going with great people. And so I am a well-oiled machine and I don't let up off that machine at all. I stay very consistent on that. And I no longer do the 1 in 30, but I have, I no longer do 30 people a day I'm inviting, but I'm talking and having really quality conversations with 30 to 40 people every 2 to 3 days. So, you know, you just finding a well-oiled machine to work with, and that takes trial and error over time.
So, Megan, I have a question for you. So, you know, you're a busy mom, got a full day, and we know that these vital behaviors are vital and you're supposed to do them every day. How do you manage to fit them into your day and stay consistent with the activity? And if it's a struggle, it's okay to say that too.
It's a struggle. You just like tie the baby on and go. Yeah, I mean, I'm not the most organized person. My team knows that, but I make sure I get my vital behaviors done every single day and make sure that it's a priority and that all the distractions are completely turned off, because I don't have, you know, that luxury to just do it throughout the day. You know, I gotta change diapers, I gotta get snacks, you know, it's just crazy. And you guys who are moms, just, you know. So, you know, just first thing in the morning, making sure personal development, inviting, I do the same. It's funny when you got to me, like everybody else has said what I would say. I have 80% on my business, 20% on my team, and just a lot of personal conversation every single day. And along those lines, with your social media, I do actually still do a lot of personal inviting, because my social media doesn't grow unless I'm personally reaching out to people, because that's kind of how Facebook works. So again, like Amy said, don't wait for people to come to you. We're a relationship building business, and that's a huge part of this, and you have to make sure you're talking to a lot of people personally.
Can I ask, did that come naturally for you?
No.
Or was it something that you struggled with? And
No.
if so, how did you get over it?
Yeah, it's just kind of like that practice makes perfect thing, you know. The first invite is so awkward. It's like, so how's the weather? What are you doing today? You know. But a little tip I want to share. You know, if you're working on a like page, like I do, I've been building a like page for a long time. A very simple conversation starter is, hey, thank you for liking my page. We must share an interest in health and fitness. Do you mind if I ask you, are you working on any goals right now? So like, you're not beating around the bush, like, how's the weather, or what's your kid's name? It gets right to the point. Obviously they liked your page because they share that interest. They see what you're doing, and you know, I encourage my coaches, don't share everything health and fitness, but that's that common ground. I mean, that's what we do. So they already know that, and it just makes it less awkward. So I kind of, it's such a simple thing, but I figured it out like down the road after I got so tired of asking about the weather.
Let me ask Raina kind of the same question. One, you know, you started, you learn about the vital behaviors. How long did it take you to figure it out? How did you figure it out, and how do you work that into your day, every day?
Yeah, for me, I said this 100 times on calls, so I'm sorry if I repeat myself, but I was an all-in coach from day one. I rank advanced to Emerald really quickly, like, Mom, Brett, you're now coaches, congratulations. Hit Diamond fairly quickly, but I was a Diamond for 9 months, and it was because, just like all of them have already said, I went into this management mode where I stopped recruiting as many people. I wanted the people I had to be more successful than they wanted for themselves, and I was just dragging them along. And so I also didn't do personal development for the first year of my business either. It's like, I don't need that, I'm happy, like, I don't need that pick-me-up. But at that point, after I stalled or plateaued for 9 months, I had actually started talking to corporate, and they're like, okay, you know, I wanted to push for top 10, I wanted 15 star, I wanted all these big goals, but I had to step back and look at what I was doing now, and I knew that it wasn't going to get me there. So I think I even went up to Amy Silverman at one point, and I was like, what do you do? Like, what's your secret? And she was like, I just stay in phase 1. And so that's like been my mindset since I've talked to her, just doing the workouts, drinking Shakeology, being present on social media every single day, no matter what. Buy the Wi-Fi here, like, you need to be present on social media. But then just digging into personal development and upping the number of people that I talk to. I went from recruiting, 5 people a month to 15 to 20, and just by, literally talking to 30 people a day, like Anita said. So just stepping up my game.
So Brittany Powers down there, you've had a great year or so. I remember about a year and a half ago with Fall Classic, we would track the leaderboards on that, and it was like, who is this woman? And what is she doing? And obviously December of this year was a big month for you as you continue to push to achieve Elite 10. But as you consider the inviting process and using some of these programs such as Fall Classic, how has that helped you develop yourself, your team, and to be consistent in the business?
So how has Fall Classic helped me?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
God. Still kind of like surreal. I feel like I'm living in this dream world. It's definitely a confidence booster, and for me that's huge. Where I've grown the most over the last, what has been over a year since Fall Classic is leadership-wise. I think I'm generally good at putting myself out there, being present on social media, inviting. I'm much more comfortable with Instagram. I didn't even have a Facebook when I started as a coach. I was like, no, I'm not getting that. It's drama. So Instagram was more my jam, and but yeah, I'll go off track here, sorry. How it pertains to my growth. I'm trying to think. I'm doing the sorry.
Hey, so I think one way to think about it is you got involved in Fall Classic, and you guys just like busted loose for a month. How did you make that not just a 1 month spurt? Because you stayed consistent after that 1 month. And so how did you do that? And you've also been really strong about developing teams of people that are doing that as well.
Yeah.
What are the things that you focused on? What are the key things that made you be able to just keep going as opposed to just sort of go and then rest?
Just, the momentum, not letting that die down, because, once that starts to back off and you lose it, it's like you're starting from scratch again, no matter how, awesome you think you might be doing. For me, I know if I take a step back or let off the gas a lot, it's just kind of like, I feel like I'm, oh my God, what did I do? Like, even on this vacation, I'm still present on social media, but I'm still going to go back home and be like, what? But just doing it, like they were saying, don't overthink it. Like Bonnie said on the National Wake Call, don't think, just do. When you're like, what do I post about today? Like, I have no idea what to talk about. Talk about how you're incorporating Shakeology into your mom life, and how, you're not skipping meals anymore, and just be relatable with people, Talk about how, you got 3 hours of sleep last night because of a crying baby or a teething baby, but you still push play because you didn't have to leave. Just post about your vital behaviors and how you incorporate them into your life. And, I started with 2 babies in the background, both in diapers, a messy house, laundry on the floor, and I realized that was much more relatable than having, a tripod and a camera. I film my workouts, with my phone propped up to a water bottle. That's how I started on social media. So it's like, I realized that's what people were like, you know what? Hey, she's real. She's not super glamified, all the time. I don't have time for that. This is a lot of makeup right now. But yeah, just, I tell my team all the time, when you feel like you don't have anything to post about, you do have things to post about. Your vital behaviors, you should be growing internally. You should be, I'm an audio girl, I can't read. I have 2 kids, they're 3 and 4 years old. I can't read a book, I'm sorry. I listen to audio. Those headphones going when I'm drinking the Energize in the morning, and then I'm down in my garage working out at 5 a.m. That's what I have to do, even though I don't go, to work. We work from home. But that's what I tell my team, you still need to have a schedule that works for you and focus on, the vital behaviors when you feel like you have nothing to talk about. You have plenty to talk about, and just being vulnerable and,
So